trying to keep it simple and try not to overload them, so especially parents, if you can try and keep them out of the way, because sometimes those messages can be against what the coaches are after. So key roles and responsibilities are pretty crucial, and especially the assistant coaches and the other people helping out, make sure they're all on the same page and making sure you're keeping your points simple and they can understand and just run with it straight away.
I think confusement, and it just puts all that in the nips that in the bud. I think what we talk about as players is knowing your role, performing your role, and I think that goes further to actually people that are running the club and people that are running the team, is know your role. Let there be a head coach, let there be an assistant coach, whatever their roles are, be very, very clear. Whether the head coach is probably to watch the game, the assistant coach is probably to do the board and make sure that the rotations are going right, everyone's getting equal amount on the ground, and team managers got their role. I think it's most important, because then you can get distracted away from what you're actually really trying to achieve, and that's for the kids' development and to make sure they have fun.
I think it's clear at every level, because you don't want to have mixed messages. No matter how young your players are, if they're getting a mixed message, they get confused, and then they're not going to be in the best space to be able to implement a role or implement a game plan that you want to be able to win the game. So to make sure everyone is giving the same message and the why around the messaging as well. So even if a guy's getting his ankle strapped, he feels like he doesn't need to, well, why is he doing that? So he needs to be able to know that, coach needs to be able to know that, assistant coaches need to be able to know that, so that when they're asked, they all get the same message and it's pretty clear to them. So that's the same around game plan, things that you're executing, it's the same around medical, community. It's the same when the president's had a few beers after the game and they're saying exactly the same thing. You all need to be giving the same messages. When there's no clarity around the message, or they start receiving 2 or 3 different messages, that's when you can create dissension a little bit. If everyone's getting the same message, no matter if the player agrees with it or not, generally you'll find a pretty strong club.
Yeah, it's hugely important. I think that's something that if you cement that from the very beginning of the season, it means that not only for the young people that you're coaching, but also for the parents and the coaches, that they understand their role, and you as a head coach can really get a lot out of that. It just makes sure that, when the heat of the moment, when it's a close game or things are getting tough or somebody's injured, that all the processes are there, and that the structures are there as well to keep it nice and calm and at the end of the day the best possible outcome for the young people.